Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Floodlights Camera Action from Hugo Weaving to Hugo Ekatike. We look to bridge a gap between film and football and tell you exactly what films you should be watching and what ones to avoid. There's no Veronica this week, so it's just me, but I'm not alone, as I'm joined by a very special guest of
Why?
Vulture Authority fame, of Culturist Pod fame, of All Right Idiots fame, of Barclaysmen
I've got
heritage.
too many things going on.
It's Fionn Viteza. How are you doing, mate?
Hello. I'm very good, mate. How are you? How are you?
I'm grand.
Well,
We've been
we've
trying to get this sorted for a while.
we have my work and nonsense, but in the meantime, the fixtures came out, so I'll see you at Fratton Park. Well, after we get battered 4-0,
Yeah. When is the front part game?
I think it's October. Worryingly, remember the days because I've planned them out and planned me aways. It's like my little treat every June. You know, even though
Yeah.
even though I think even though I have bet on us to for the first time in my life, I've bet on us to go down because I think we're going to go down. But Rob Edwards triple relegation. Yeah.
We'll go
So
for
you
the
see,
record, right? If you got two, if you got back to back, you may as well triple down and go for three.
yeah, I'm sure. I don't think any manager has ever got three relegations in a row, but Rob Edwards
So
will.
first time for everything. Look, Rob, you might look pretty, but that doesn't help you. You've got to look like a
No,
hard bastard in this game.
yeah.
We've teased it there. You
Oh,
are
go on,
you
mate.
are
Sorry.
a Borough fan.
I
Am I right in
am. I
saying?
am. Sadly, yes. I've got a
Sadly,
Carolina Blasters jacket on for some reason because I need to
just
buy
to
cheap jackets off the internet. But
when the relegation hits, you can pivot to Carolina Blasters, and it'll look. That's
I
what
have.
I'm doing that with. I'm doing that with hats at the moment. My hairline is going back at a rate
Oh,
that's really concerning. So I'm going hats now. So then when I lose the hair, it won't be like, oh, we're trying to cover up the baldness.
oh, I've.
It's it.
Well, I'll send you to my Turkish man. 3 grand that all in. Bosh. There you go.
Good
Well,
job.
Jamie, I would have never been able to afford it if it wasn't for Jamie's toll money. So there we go. Thank you for
That's where it went
that.
then. I want to go back to your childhood, to your earliest days.
Oh yes.
What is your first football memory, specifically of
Ooh.
heartbreak or anger?
Oh well, heartbreak. I
Not a
definitely
happy one.
remember. Heartbreak, I remember as my properly first football memory as well. It was my dad telling me that Roy Keane had left Saipan. That was me. That was like that did me in. That was because at that time, obviously I was 5 years old or whatever. Um, Ireland's team's the best it's ever been and will ever be again. Sort of because Shea Given in there uh, got You got Richard Dunn, John O'Shea. Although I don't know if they were in that team at that time. But anyway, Roy Keane, the best, the best player Ireland's ever had. Robbie Keane up front. Everything's looking. You've even got Glenn Whelan in there, I think. It's basically the best Ireland's team will ever be. And obviously, being 5 years old, I'm thinking, well, this is the rest of my life anyway. But then Roy Keane leaves Saipan, and even at 5 years old, I knew that was disastrous. And then we got to the quarterfinals. Uh, and then it's just I still think what could have been then. So yeah,
I feel
very
like
very
we,
painful.
I feel like we've had similar lived experiences because I remember when I started watching football, it was 2009. I was about 6 or 7, and it was Portsmouth just won the FA Cup. We're in Europe. We got
Oh
all
yeah,
these players, and I thought as a kid I was like, oh my
this is
fucking
it.
god, like this is it. And then it's administration, Championship, League One, League Two. I'm like, oh Jesus
Oh no,
Christ.
there's
And now I'm
a
just watching some of the worst footballers you've ever seen in your entire life, and I'm like, oh, this is rough, innit? This is rough.
yeah, but at least you've had the sort of rise back that. But
Mm.
yeah, well, it was very similar for me as well with Middlesbrough because the reason I support Middlesbrough is my dad's a United fan because Irish nonsense. Obviously, you only get a choice of 4 teams really being Irish. You get either United, Liverpool, obvious reasons, or Arsenal for people whose dads like Liam Brady, or some of the weird ones support Everton. That's about that's about it.
That's the four.
Um,
It's like a
yeah, that's the
tombola.
four.
You
Yeah,
got to pick one.
But so my dad's a United fan, and but the first he used to take me all the time. I ended up at quite a few like uh, consequential or famous United games at that time. I went to the one where Keown jumps in front of Van Nistelrooy's face when he misses the penalty in the last minute, which would have obviously ruined the Invincibles season if he'd have scored it. and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game, and I think the last game my dad took me to, he gave up after after a couple of years of supporting Middlesbrough would taking me. The last game I went to was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last. It was either Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game or Van Persie's debut, whichever came last. I think it was Van Persie's debut. So the first why I started supporting Middlesbrough was he used to take me to United games all the time. And the first team I ever saw beat United was Middlesbrough, so I thought, well, they're better. This was in 2003, and then and in that
Little did you know.
year, in that year, won the Carling Cup the year after, and in Europe, and then 2006 in the what is now the Europa League final. So like I was thinking, well, this is the rest of my life. How wrong I was.
You've done a perfect segue for me because I was actually supposed to ask this later on in the running order, but you mentioned Saipan.
Oh yeah,
there is obviously a film coming out about those days with
Mr.
Steve
Coogan.
Coogan, Mr. Coogan, which is one of the more interesting pieces of castings. If you had
he was
to
really
make,
good as Jimmy Savile, though.
go on.
He was very good. He was a very good Jimmy Savile.
And
So.
it's a short walk from Jimmy Savile to Mick McCarthy, isn't it? So it's I think there might be a role in the middle there somewhere. I'm not sure it's not a straight leap, but it's not.
Yeah, not quite. No, but no,
No.
that was my thinking behind that was he was such a sort of left field pick for Jimmy Savile. I was thinking, well, if he's good at that, right, he's going to be good at Mick McCarthy. I feel.
If you can do Jimmy Savile, you can do anything.
Yeah, you've already got the Yorkshire accent down, haven't you? So.
Yeah. What more do you want? If you had to make 3 films, we'll say 3. We'll see if you struggle, we'll do 1. If you had to make 3 films about 3 iconic Barclaysmen,
Ooh.
what would you pick? And if you want, you can tell me the tone of the films. Is it a comedy? Is it a horror film?
Mm-hmm. One that immediately springs to mind, and this is not just pandering to Pompey. That's a good name for a Portsmouth fan podcast.
I've been meaning to start a Portsmouth podcast, so I might steal that.
Pandering to Pompey. There's his title, mate. So in Linvoy Primus's Wikipedia page, there is a story of how he walks the Great Wall of China with Joel Ward.
That sounds like when Alan Partridge leans down on his bed and he's got the dictaphone. Walking the Great Wall of China.
Walk the length of the Great Wall of China. So I want to see that. There's also apparently he can speak in tongues, like the or the
I met Linvoy Primus once.
Oh really?
He came to my school when I was in year 9. And I got a photo of him. But there was a shadow from my nose over my lip that made me look like I was Hitler. So I can't really. It's just me and Linvoy Primus. I think Linvoy Primus is like really religious, which makes sense as to why him and Joel Ward are mates.
Yeah. Oh no, it's part of like a Christian charity thing. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So sorry, mate. Go on. I've cut you off there.
Any more Barclays films?
So Linvoy Primus speaking in tongues and walking the Great Wall of China, definitely. I'm going to miss someone, but this should hopefully encourage engagement with comments of people calling me a twat for not remembering.
Exactly.
There you go. I don't want to say Herman or Addison, but that's just because I've seen his daughter, and Herman Harrider daughter, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Get into the premise.
Edit that. No, joking. But let me. There's so many good ones. I think like Yakubu's journey from Nigeria to Israel to the Premier League might be quite interesting.
It's a well-trodden path.
Yeah. Actually, no. We'll keep on the Pompey theme. Sorry, Yakubu, even though Yakubu's Pompey as well. King Kanu, because he was definitely not however old he said he was. Just want to figure out like how they managed to.
I remember when I was about 10, I thought Kanu was like the best player of all time, and little did I know he wasn't. He was arguably the oldest.
I would argue. Right, I was obsessed with him, and another one I'll put in. This is not very diverse, but in the opposite way that Hollywood usually goes. So we're going to go three black stars of it, now I've said Black Stars, I'm tempted to put Asamoah Gyan in, but I'm not going to.
Honorable mention to
Ghana.
Asamoah Gyan.
That's Ghana. That's not a racial remark. Yeah. Emmanuel Adebayor, because obviously his
Mm.
parents got about where he blamed his someone put a curse on him, or his mum did witchcraft or something to stop him
Make it into a
scoring.
horror film, an Emmanuel
Yeah,
Adebayor related horror film. I
exactly.
like
So
it.
there you go. I'll have Primus, Kanu, Adebayor, and Adebayor was like he was like in awe of Kanu. That's why he wore number 25 for his club and number 4 for the national team. If you didn't know that,
Yeah, I'll send some feelers out. I'll talk to some producers, and we'll see what
there
we
we
can
go.
do. Um, Rob Edwards is obviously the Middlesbrough manager, for better or for worse, going for
Sadly, yes.
back to back to back relegations. I remember you spoke quite a lot about when Borough were looking for a new gaffer about what they should be like. Is that you're
Yeah.
looking for like a mental European,
Yes.
or kind of
Oh,
just
Sean
like,
Dice. Oh, yeah.
yeah, like a Benidorm holiday Brit abroad type.
Yeah.
What
I think
does
that
what
if
does
you look at the only managers who've sort of got promoted, not counting Vincent Company. Well, I suppose you could class him as a woke foreigner, I suppose. So maybe you could count. Maybe I'm not discounting him already, but Regis Lebris, the fuck you say his name, Sunderland, Frenchman nobody had ever heard of. And I said, oh well, they'll be finishing 17th this season. That didn't work, did
you
it?
need you need a random, don't you? That's all you need. Like Portsmouth got John Messina, no one knew who he was.
Exactly. And then you go, so Reggie Lebris for Mr. Cheddar for the fucking Sunderland took him up. Who went up this year again? Remind me.
But obviously Scott Parker at Burnley and Daniel
There you go.
Farker at obviously Daniel Farker got Norwich up many years ago. He was this weird, soft-spoken German man.
Foreigner. David Wagner for Huddersfield.
Of course,
Aitor Karanka for Borough. Nobody had ever, other than him being a very famous player, obviously. But Yeah, the only way to get promoted from the Championship is Brexit ball or anti Brexit or Macron ball. So.
yeah. Scott Parker is somewhere in the middle. He's kind of like just privately educated, but that's what you need with Scott
Yeah,
Parker.
yeah. Cockney geezer ball.
Yeah, Scott Parker does his Burnley team. I'm not sure if you watched Borough versus Burnley last season.
Oh, it's
Burnley do
one of the many
they play
games I
some
go, we're going to get battered. I'm not going to go anywhere near watching that.
they honestly we drew 0-0 at Fratton Park. We lost 2-1 in the last minute at Turf Moor. They
Mm.
play. I mean this wholeheartedly. Some of the worst football I've ever seen in my entire
Yeah.
life. It is like
Was
when
it
you're
Fulham he
crap.
was at last time? It
Yeah,
was, wasn't
He went Fulham and Bournemouth, which
it?
is
They played
but
horrible football as well.
yeah, but annoyingly it works. But I kind of look at it and I go, if you're crap, like yeah, play like the worst football of all time. If you've
Yeah.
got good players, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot
But
rely on
conversely,
James
though,
Trafford conceding 2 goals a season.
it's what happened to Burnley last time they went up. Was like in the Championship where the players that they had were so far above everybody else.
Yeah,
He's signing sort of I don't know like Zeki Amdouni, so for instance, good example. Like a Basel, like he was playing for Basel and doing really well in the Europa League the season before.
yeah,
Like in the Championship, he's he's leagues above most of the players he's going to be playing against. But in the Premier League, he isn't. So he's probably he's a squad player at best for most of the other
yeah.
teams.
Did he get shipped out on loan or something? I want to
Yeah, I
say.
think so.
Yeah,
But so it's all right when you're the best team in the league playing very nice football. But when you go up, if you don't change and realise that you're shit and that you got to grind out 1-0s, then you're going to go down like Burnley did.
yeah. I think Brentford probably felt not to go to serious football, and that because this podcast is not the place for serious football analysis. I do enough of it anyway.
No.
But obviously, Brentford found quite a good balance with it in terms of like they could play really good football,
Mm.
but they've got a gaffer who just yeah. Thomas Frankie's a bit weird. He looks a bit like an owl. He doesn't look like a football manager, but he knows how to grind out these dirty little results.
Yeah.
That said, Rob Edwards, is he too pretty boy to be
Yeah.
Borough manager?
He's too. Well, I'd say I'd say Michael Carrick is a better looking man myself, but I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Michael
Sport your
Carrick's
choice, really, aren't
a
you?
bit more rugged, a bit more of it, yeah. But what I don't understand is why we got rid of him. Like, why are we going? If we were going to get rid of him, it needs get rid of him for a change of total change of tactics. The reason I thought we got rid of him is either going to be it's going to be Johnny Foreigner, who never heard of, or it's going to be like Gareth Southgate or Sean Dyche or someone like that.
Yeah.
But to get rid of him and to get rid of him for like not the cheaper, worse version makes no sense. But I think possibly what's happened there is because we didn't get rid of him straight after the end of the season. I think he's been told, look, we've still not signed anyone as of recording. Not even Danny Ings who's on a free, who's got literally no other options, wants to come to us.
So Dammy and Diamond of the current state of Middlesbrough Football Club.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was also a really good signing that, and he's still not signed for us. So it's obviously he doesn't fancy it. Yeah, so I think I think basically we're going to be fucking down the bottom end of the league, and I think that Carrick was told we ain't going to be spending any money, so he went right. Well, fuck you then. So I think that's probably what happened in looking at it objectively.
Yeah, I always liked Michael Carrick. I thought he was for the situation. I thought your squad was always. People always spoke about like it was the best in the league. I didn't think it was as good. It was like a solid playoff team,
Yeah,
but I think what was good about Carrick is that he could kind of push you like one or two places higher. You got
yeah.
like
Oh,
the
better
kind of
than we
minimum amount.
deserve, but yeah.
Exactly, yeah, and like you got to play decent football. It was a little bit stubborn at times, and you got done at Fratton Park, which was always good fun. Matt Ritchie scoring a brace at age 40 or whatever it is now. That's
Oh,
that's a low
yeah,
point.
it's one of the things you just know it's going to happen. Geordie, fucking 900 years old, he's scoring today.
Yeah, what's really funny is that Pompey we brought in Marlon Pack about 3 years ago. We kind of released him as a kid, and he came back when he was old. He's still here, to be honest. And then last season we brought in Matt Ritchie from Gosport, where I'm from, which is just over the water from Portsmouth. Matt Ritchie's going this summer because Mousinho's like he's too old. But we've replaced him with another Gosport boy. So it's almost like there's a quota. There's always got to be one, got to be one Gosport lad in the team at any one point, which is why we
I
signed John
remember
Swift.
Gosport were always like that team, like Thurrock, or however you say it, Farrock. You
Mm,
can't really say Farrock without the accent. Like they were always one of them teams that always like spookily ended up in the third round of the FA Cup.
yeah,
Playing in yellow. Yeah.
yes. That's great knowledge of Gosport Borough Football Club. Obviously, you've got Hampton Waterloo, which is just north of Portsmouth. They had Liverpool away. They scored, I think. I think there's a clip of them.
I think they took the lead, and I'm pretty sure they made it 2-2. Then they got battered, but like that's
There's a
good. Like,
moment in
for
those
about 10
games.
minutes.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it who played Spurs? It was like Tamworth or something.
Oh
They,
yeah,
they played
Tamworth, yeah.
Spurs in January. I was watching them going, they're going to do it here. They're going to do it. And
Yeah.
then like Spurs equalised in the last minute, went to extra time. I was like, oh no, the dream is dead. The dream is over.
I think Tamworth could have like that. I think if Ange loses that game, he's gone. So I
Yeah,
think Spurs fans need to thank Tamworth for rolling
yeah.
over. Otherwise, they
Three
would have won
cheers
a
to Tamworth.
European trophy.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got quite a woke selection. So basically, my mic, I don't have a mic stand because as we've already clarified, I refuse to pay money for anything. So I just
Yes.
balance my mic
Good
on
lad.
books, and I've got three managerial biographies here. One of them's all
Oh,
right. I've got the Brian Clough biography, which
lovely.
is one of the best
Classic.
books I've ever read.
Put myself
I've
over
got
it.
quite a woke one. I've got Pep Guardiola, Pep
Fair enough.
Confidential, quite good, but it's a bit. And I've got the God rest his soul, Ange.
Oh,
So
lovely.
yeah, it's a touching tribute to an Australian man.
It's good. I like. I'm currently sat on on the what's this? Yeah, the little amp. The little orange crush amp
Mm.
boxes. Right, so it's on the top of that. So yeah, this is very low rent, mate. Don't worry about
It's how the sausage gets made. It's a peek behind the curtain.
that.
You went. I'm going to say mega famous for Barclaysmen. What would you call it? I'm not sure what you'd call it.
Yes, yeah.
Barclaysman mania. We'll call it. Like
Barclays, mate. Yeah, that'll do.
yeah,
That's good.
like Gorby mania from the late Cold War era. I want to run a few things past you, if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, of course, right. Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of chat about former Barclaysmen, like
Mm-hmm.
Hugo Rodallega, for example, and
Oh,
Herman Hreiderson.
still playing for Independiente
Sc-
Santa Fe.
Scored a goal on one leg, I think it was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other day. There
What a
was a bit of
boy.
conversation about modern day Barclaysmen because
Mm.
obviously you've got some pathetic football clubs in the Premier League, such as Bournemouth and Brighton.
Mm.
I'm going to
I
chuck
quite
some
like
names at
Brighton,
you.
though. I quite like
So
Brighton.
yeah, so do I. It's quite annoying. I think I do prefer Brentford though because I do quite like Thomas Frank and I do respect them. I'm going to chuck some names at you, some Premier League players. You've just got to tell me, would they qualify as modern day Barclaysmen,
Mm.
or do they have characteristics that would work as Barclaysmen?
Yeah. So
First up,
that's quickly on Brentford, mate. So I
go
will
on.
establish a bit of a criteria. Like before, I think going to United definitely ruins it, and definitely for Wissa if he goes to Newcastle will permanently tarnish him in my mind. But Wissa and Embuemo, two bald men up front, that is very Barclays to be
Yeah,
fair. If that was
yeah,
at I don't know Stoke, we'd never stop talking about that, you know. But there we go.
yeah. Well, first up was
Such
Brian
is
Mbeumo,
life.
so we'll skip Brian Mbeumo. Alex
Yeah.
Iwobi.
Oh no, I don't. Well, I'm biased against him because I used to bet on him for yellow. For like, I bet he's done me on a few bets, but what he should playing for
He uses
Nigeria,
Snapchat
not
too
England.
much.
I
He
like,
uses
I like
Snapchat too
the,
much as well. Tough.
I like the playing for Nigeria, not England thing. Um, that's good because I don't understand why a lot of players would do that anyway. Like would go like if you're a player like Iwobi who's maybe started at Arsenal, but realistically you're not good. Like Maitland Niles, realistically you ain't getting in England's team every week. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So anyway, and obviously Irishness, so the general bitterness against England anyway. But yeah, Iwobi, no. I'm gonna have to say no to Iwobi.
Iliman
No,
Ndiaye.
just sorry, say again, mate.
Iliman Ndiaye.
Oh
Ndiaye.
yes, definitely. Just
Yes.
because he's like Everton's only good player. So, like Everton have sort of always, well, I don't know how you could say that really, but like Everton they used to have the only good players they had was Leighton Baines and Tim Cahill, and then like
Yeah.
occasionally a smattering of others now and again, maybe James McFadden. Um, actually, in fact, no, I'd scratch that totally. Everton used to have a really good team, but yeah, yeah, just totally erase that. But yeah, but no, yeah, as Everton's only good player,
Yeah.
anybody who is the only good player in the team is automatically like
This next one
Barclays
isn't
qualified.
necessarily, he's not a good player. He doesn't ever play, but he's a bit of a cult hero. Andy Irving.
Oh, for West. Oh,
Yeah, that
name
weird
it.
Scottish guy.
No, I'm not having him. He
No,
just
no.
he's got a very like FM regen name. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some
It's
lad
got
who's
FM
born in
region face as well. Are we sure he exists?
someone who's born in 2014 with the name Graham. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No,
and a
no,
full
don't
beard.
believe that.
Where's that come from? Newly promoted,
Oh,
but
I.
maybe one for the future.
Mm.
Eliza Mayenda.
Oh, no. Again, like I think there's more. I think Enzo Lafay is your man from Sunderland.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think just because, yeah. But so yeah, I'm gonna
A
say no to him.
technician, a
I'll say
technician, a
yes.
magician.
I'll say yes to Lafay. No to my end. Yeah.
Chris Wood.
Oh well, I'm gonna have to say yes for James Allen because he's New Zealand, isn't he? So
Yeah,
Chris Wood on his own merits anyway. He's been about for about fucking. Well, it was 2010 World Cup. He was playing in for. Who was he playing for then? Don't know who he was playing for then. James
who
will
knows?
hate me for this. Who's he playing for then?
God knows. God knows.
Oh right, I
Next
thought
up
he.
is
But
a
yeah,
bit of a hack,
Chris
a
Wood
bit of a
definitely.
hack choice, a bit of a hack choice. Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Oh well, yeah, he has to be. Doesn't he? I think he's a bit like the Jet 2 joke, a bit overplayed too soon, but
Mm,
still there on merit. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah.
I would say
John
classic.
McGinn.
And anyone who gets booted in the head,
Yeah, yeah.
Stephen Hunt, Peter Cech, all them.
John McGinn.
John McGinn definitely for yeah. I
Mm,
like anybody who looks like John McGinn looks like probably um one of the best, one of the men I would most like to go for a pint with of professional footballers
yeah,
in the Premier League. I would say, he looks
yeah.
like a good pint, does John?
penultimate option. Danny Welbeck.
Oh, see, I hate Danny Welbeck, but you've got to like. I don't know why I hate
You've got
him.
to
I just
respect
don't
class. You've
like
got to
him.
respect class.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't particularly. I think it's because he always scores against me on a Football Manager. Always, every single time I play him. And like, I think there's. I don't know if you score. I don't know if I'm mixing Football Manager with real life, which I often do. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he scored quite a few annoying goals against us in his time. That might be again just Football Manager, but yeah, you've got Welbeck. You can't say no to that, can you? Welbeck definitely
It's longevity. And
longevity.
last choice, Luton's Rose, well, formerly Luton's Rose, Ross
Mm-hmm.
Barkley.
Oh, it's in his fucking name, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Barclaysmen, it's got to be that, and because he's like just because he came back and played for Luton as well.
Mm,
That's for me. That's he was fucking class at Everton as well. That how good he was, and then
mm,
but it was very obvious he was going to be one of those like really talented but goes nowhere kind of players,
yeah.
and that's pretty
Do you know,
much
do you
what's
know
going.
what I respect most about Ross Barkley is that he obviously went to, was it Nice?
Yeah.
Nice, went to Nice, and he came back to, he went to Luton, which is a move you should really do when you're 35. And he was
Yeah.
not 35, and he obviously did a good job. And then he left like the rat he is. So yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold taking inspiration, arguably. I'm not saying if that's true or not, but they might have been in cahoots. Um, so yeah, it's a solid selection. One more
Lovely.
bit of Barclaysman chat.
All right.
I saw Fantastic Four this morning, the new Fantastic Four film,
Oh yeah.
and there are four main characters, all fantastic, you'd argue. They've got different archetypes. So you've got one that's very smart, one that's defensive, one that's very strong, and a bit of a wild card, a bit of a flair option.
Mm.
I'm going to ask you to pick one Barclaysman to build an
Oh
ultimate Fantastic Four of
right.
Barclaysmen. We'll find a better way of wording that. Who
Fantastic
is a
Four aside or something. Yeah.
yeah, that's good. See, this is what we should
Very
keep
good.
around for. Who is your smart option? Who do you think of when you think of a Barclaysman, whether that's on
Oh,
the pitch or off the pitch? He's very clever, a clever boy.
clever. I'm trying to think. Well, that's a good one. Like, there's always the thing of it's long before the Barclays, but where Pat Nevin, when they always said he was like the smartest footballer in the
Mm.
world, just because used to like to go to art galleries. That's such a
The
stereotype.
bar is very like
Yeah. I think. Oh, well, I think if you're gonna like controversial because he's definitely a hipstersman. But judging by the fact that he reads books, Hector Bellerin maybe
yeah, I'll take
might
that.
be the smart option. Although my initial thought, well, we'll put Hector Bellerin in because what's the next one? Defensive. Or
Defensive,
for
yeah.
like,
To Hector Bellerin fast, not the best.
yeah, no, he can't defend. That's why he's played for fucking whoever he's the best is for most of his career. Uh, Yeah, I'm putting my dad, my Mark Schwarzer in. Not technically a defender, but safe pair of hands. Makes you feel warm and safe
Yeah.
of an evening.
Next up,
Yeah.
someone that's very strong
Ooh,
or
oh,
rocky, but I think strong is probably a better use because I don't think there's any Barkley made out of rocks. Last time I checked, anyway, there
mm.
wasn't a rock based footballer.
I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to go for Yakubu, the goat of strength
Yes.
football. Just because
And
it was one of the because when I was a kid, when I was like 7 or 8, and I was unfamiliar with the fact of abdominal muscle yet. Still, some would say I'm still unfamiliar with it.
me too, brother. Me too.
Like I remember he got injured there, and he like took his top off. I won't do that. Took his top off, and it was top up, and it was like just absolute, just ripped.
Sculpted.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rikuba. Yeah, definitely.
And
Don't know
last but
what.
not
It's a bit
least,
weird that I remember that from 20 years ago, but
yeah,
there we go.
it's slightly concerning. Your wild card option, your flair option.
Oof, yeah. See, now I'm not gonna go the obvious route, which would be a cockcher. I'm gonna go the thinking man's a cockcher, which is Janino Paulista. So there you go. That's what we'll have. He's yeah.
Janino will come up later. We've got a little quiz later. very very
Oh,
brief quiz. So
well,
we've got to tease that because it
oh,
gets
there
our
we go. I like
attention
a
up.
quiz. I love a quiz, mate. Don't tempt me with a good time. Yeah.
I'll tempt you and then some. Right, going back to childhood, but this time for film because we've done the football chat. We've done the
You've done the
obligatory football
football.
chat. Now we've got to do the obligatory film chat before the quiz. What's your earliest film watching or cinema
Ooh.
going memories? Was there like a film you had on repeat as a kid? Like for me, it was the Simpsons movie was just on all the
Oh,
time, seemingly.
and that was a big and Green Day as well in that. Well, but funnily enough,
Mm.
the reason that I wanted to the first reason I ever picked up a guitar was Billy Joel on Green Day. That was the thing they used to
I
play
love Green
all
Day.
the time.
My uncle got me into Green Day, and obviously they feature at the start of the
Yeah,
Simpsons movie and die. So that's a
yeah,
shame. But
funny death though.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah. So what I used to always play. So it's technically not really a film, but the live show video DVD of
Mm.
Milton Keynes. Used to play that on a loop, and I used to still watch it every Christmas because I'm sad. So I'll say that. The bullet in the Bible. It probably shows why I'm so warped as a watching on a 7.
You were
Um, uh,
radicalised by Billy Joel Armstrong.
yeah. And I'm trying to think of. There was. I remember. I remember. This was like when I was like 3 or 4. And my dad's. Like my dad still talks about it like it was last week. To polite company as well, which is always embarrassing. Apparently, I used to love Beauty and the Beast. Don't remember that, but apparently I used to demand the
Well,
cartoon before.
if the shoe fits.
Don't remember asking for that when I was 2 or 3 years old, but apparently I did. So I have to say that as well. And yeah, Simpsons movie was up there. Uh, I remember I went to see the SpongeBob movie without ever seeing
Mm.
SpongeBob, the actual thing itself, which was interesting.
It's a
As a
lot.
kid.
You
I
got to watch
remember,
40 seasons. It's a lot of prep. You don't have time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I also remember one of the Pirates of the Caribbean speaks to the quality of the actual films of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I can't remember which one. Um, But yeah, I think it was like Keira Knightley half dressed.
Mm.
Remember that? So
That's all. That's all four of them.
yeah. So yeah,
Seen one, you've seen them all.
whichever one she was in the most state of undress, it was that one. And
I'll have to rewatch them and
yeah.
I'll get back to you. So, got some homework to do.
I was like, oh well, I'm 6 or 7 years old. This is interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
What's
like
this?
pirates. Yeah.
Uh,
Now I've got to ask, and we do run the risk of being sued with this question because
okay.
of the big wigs up at Letterboxd. They might swing their sickle and they might cut our heads off. What are your four favorite films of all time?
Oh, Fuller now. In Bruges is up there, definitely not, possibly #1.
Down there somewhere on DVD. Great
Oh,
film.
like just it's like I don't know, it's just excellent. Like oh, the Banshees of Inisherin. No, but I'm not putting it in the top 4, but Banshees of Inisherin is excellent as well by Martin McDonagh, same fella. Um, uh, Downfall is one of my favourite films. It's in German, so they a bit of intellectualness there. Which is obviously about Hitler doing it, which is great. Uh,
Spoilers. Jesus, no.
yeah.
Ah, gutted. I'm only
um,
on 1930. I've got a lot of catching up to do.
one
God.
of what film for understanding film, which I watched when I was doing film studies when I was about 16, which is Slavoj Žižek's A Pervert's Guide to Ideology, which is excellent, which you might not have seen. Which is basically just Slavoj Žižek talking about in his heavy Slovenian accent and heavy lisp, talking about the ideology of various films. It's great. That's my fourth one. I'm gonna annoy myself with something that I forgot about. Sort of. I've got a list on my phone. I do have a list on my phone. Let me see how good this list is. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna cheat myself because I can't remember
You've got to do yourself
exactly.
justice. You've got to do yourself
Yeah,
justice and
exactly,
you've got to put your best foot forward.
exactly. I don't want to because I'll always. There we go. That's a good that'll do. And then oh, will it though? Will it though? Yeah, well, I'll give you both. Fuck it. Yeah, so V for Vendetta is one as well, but that's a bit. That was a bit, 16-year-old's politics for me. My favorite political film is called A 12-Year Night, which is on Netflix. You can see it's in Spanish, but it's about Uruguayan communist Pepe Mujica, and then my favorite documentary of all time is also about Pepe Mujica, which is El Pepe: A Supreme Life. It's
That's a
about
great name for a documentary.
yeah,
It's a good name.
and he did 12 years in solitary confinement under fascists in Uruguay, and then eventually becomes president. Eventually, many years later. But yeah, so I'll give you both of them to watch, Jack. What was it? What was it? A 12-Year Night, the film, and El Pepe: A Supreme Life, the documentary.
What's
So
great about that
giving you
question
six there.
is six can't move for him. What's great about that question is that mainly it's for me to add things to my watch list that maybe in like 5 years time I'll get around to. Like the amount of times someone goes, "Oh, I love this film," I'll go, "Yeah, I'll watch it." Just like,
Yeah, you never do.
yeah, look, I will get
That's the
around to
thing
them
for me as well.
eventually.
Though, like with like subtitle films, is like I always put them on my little list to watch, but then it's like right, oh, I'm knackered. Can I be arsed sitting through? Because I don't want to watch the English dubbed version because they're always shit. So
Yeah,
I
and it
want to
just
watch
looks
it
it's out
properly.
of place. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to watch it properly, but can I be bothered while I eat this kebab? Not really.
yeah. I remember during Oscars season, I always try and watch every single Oscar nominated thing, and I think
Mm.
there was 50 in total last year. So that's shorts, documentaries, full lengths,
Right.
and there was quite a few. Like, one of them there's a documentary called "Soundtrack to a Coup d'Etat," which
Mm.
was about how I can't remember. It was like a West African nation, might have been like the Congo, I think it was, and it kind of about how they were trying to become independent, but there was European nations meddling, and
Mm.
but what was really frustrating is I got a totally legitimate link to find these documentaries so I could watch them all
Of
in time,
course.
but I had to independently source subtitles because it was all in French.
Oh,
So
Jesus
I had
Christ.
to do it about 8 times. I was just trying to get like good subtitles packages, and it really made me question like my love of the game for this. And I was quite fatigued by the end of it because there was one where it was like it
Start
wasn't.
learning French for it. It's
Yeah,
easier.
yeah. Just got Duolingo off at the same time. But no, there was one where it was like 5 seconds off, and I was like, oh
Mm.
fuck it, that's enough. Just
That'll do.
I was like,
I'm
oh,
just
no, I'm
going to
getting
turn the light
spoiled.
on for you, mate, by the way, because I've
That's
just
all right.
noticed it's going a bit dark in here. There we go.
Lighting's
Okay.
everything.
There we
Yeah,
go. Okay.
pizzazz. Um, on to what you haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Your biggest cinematic blind spots. What's some massive films that you probably should have watched, but you haven't? For example, I've only recently just watched The Godfather, and I've watched
All
over
right.
1,000 films. Only
I've
just seen
never.
it.
I was watching something on Spielberg the other day, and still not seen Schindler's List. I've been to the fucking
Neither
factory
have I.
twice. Been to the factory
Yeah,
twice, and I've never seen the film. And yeah, Schindler's List is one probably. There's don't think of. I always wanted to watch. Doesn't answer the question, but I always had films that I really wanted to watch, like Last King of Scotland.
mm.
And, like I really wanted to see that, and then I did, and then I was like, oh, but I was
I
like,
had that with
slightly.
I had that with The Godfather. I watched it recently, and I was like, everyone goes, "Oh my god, it's the best film of all time." And
Mm.
in the back of my head, I was thinking that one Family Guy scene said it insisted upon itself. And
Yeah,
I remember I watched it, and it was like, "Oh, this is good." I gave it like a 7 out of 10. And my
uh,
mentions, I've never seen my mentions on Letterboxd blow up. And I did it again. I had it with Sinners as well. Everyone was like, "Oh, Sinners is the film of the year. It's like this amazing, groundbreaking film." Gave that like a 7 out of 10. People don't like when you give a film like just a good
less
rating.
than
They'd rather it just be like you hated it. And I think
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather just hated it. But when you don't like go like top marks,
It's mid.
it's
Yeah,
more of a disrespect just to be like good.
yeah. I think like I don't understand. Like the first I watched. I'd seen part one and part two 10 years ago. Or whatever, but, I'd only watched part three because everyone said it was shit. Like
Mm.
I only watched that the like beginning of this year, and it's really good. I thought
That's what I've
I
the tide's
understand why
turning.
people. I understand why people don't like it because uh, because there's not much mafia stuff in it, and it's more
Mm.
about the sort of yeah. But no, I thought it was really good. And yeah, there's Well, I think there is that thing of if you don't like, because I've never seen Star Wars either. That's to answer the question.
Yeah.
Um, I think if I one, I'm not into fantasy stuff anyway, so it wouldn't be for me.
You and Veronica
Um,
would really get along because she hasn't seen like Lord of the Rings, Star
I've not seen Lord
Wars,
of the Rings.
Harry Potter.
No, but I got dragged to the last Harry Potter when I was in school. I've not seen the rest of them.
I just do it
Not
now
by
because
choice anyway.
when it comes on, I just boo the TV just to let J.K. Rowling know I'm not supporting this.
Yeah, but like fantasy stuff, I'm really not into. So, um, like, I always think it's just a bit fucking
Bit
like.
much in it.
I think you have to watch it at the right age. If you don't watch it before you're like 15, I think you're just not going to get into it because it's like I didn't mind Game of Thrones, but there's lots of shagging in that, so that's not a problem. Uh,
Yeah, at what point? Where does it into? Where does it into? I remember I read the Game of Thrones books when I was in like year 8 and 9 at school, and
mm.
I remember I picked it up. They had it in the library at school, and we were all in the library for whatever reason, and I grabbed this book and I flicked a random page. I had loads of people sat around me on the table. And I was just reading a sex scene. And I thought, I'm like a kingpin here. Just reading smut, and they'd be like, and they'd talk about a dragon, and everyone go, "Oh no, fuck that."
Yeah, I think I feel like you're saying about the Godfather though, that if you don't catch it at the right age, if you start a film that's like that big,
Mm,
and then you're gonna see stuff related to it, like it's gonna then to mark. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna mark you before you've seen it.
yeah.
So,
Also, when
uh,
it's built up so much, like I was saying to
mm.
someone, I would rather watch Mike Bassett England Manager again than The Godfather.
What a fucking film though. To be fair,
Exactly. And does that make me a
what a film.
does that make me a bad person? I think
No,
not.
I
I'm
think that
innocent.
it's got to be one of the. I think that's probably the best football film ever made. Mike Bassett, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's slim pickings. It
It's
really
very
is.
fun. Yeah, Sonny scored for Newcastle. We're a big club, like. Oh, my
that's
dad saw
that's
me
my
score
boy.
against Fulham. Fuck off. And
Shut up,
you know,
Santi.
do you know what's he called? Brian Johnson out of ACDC's in
Mm,
goal. He's in the pub. Yeah.
is it?
He goes, we're a big club, like.
What is it?
I wonder
Yeah.
what team the writer of this film supports. Yeah,
What I found really funny is that like the manager in that film was like the most obvious Wenger stand-in I've ever seen. It's
yeah.
just like this French guy with glasses and grey hair. It's like, oh.
And Gav
I'm not.
and they
I'm not
call
rewatching it
David
soon.
Beckham the David Beckham character Gavin Harris, which is just funny as well. Uh,
So there's like this guy who's just like drinking all the time. Smoke. Like I know, like for example, like Robert Prosanecki used to smoke, but like he's Robert Prosanecki. This is some random
uh,
bloke called Gavin. Um, yeah,
with bleach blonde tips hair in his hair. Don't think so.
yeah. I've seen
Not
you
for
play,
me.
Gavin. There's doubles this game, and then Alan Shearer just turns up, just as like a little wink and nudge to the audience. Like, oh, don't think you're better than this. Like, I don't,
Yeah,
can't tease me with Alan Shearer. Um,
yeah, funny.
what film did you last watch? What did you think of it?
Oh, that's a good question. What was it? We've watched something last. That's the thing now. I watch so many films, they sort of slip into the because I
Yeah,
don't.
I've watched 207 this year, and like
Doc.
I remember half of
Yeah,
them.
I think the like the what's it? Because I don't watch like I think anybody under I don't think anybody under 40 does really watches any form of TV really. So like, I
Hmm.
just I come home, stick Netflix on, I stick YouTube on for a bit, and then I stick Netflix on. Um, so trying to think of the last. Oh, that's a good question. I watched one last night. Can't tell you what it was. It wasn't very good, obviously.
What I like
Um,
playing is I like playing Sky Cinema Roulette, and I'll just flick the TV on, and I'll just like hope something good is on. And what I've done is for the last, I think 3 times in a row, I've got to like 12 o'clock at night. I'll put the TV on, and Singing in the Rain will be on, and I'll go, oh yeah, I'll watch 5 minutes. And I watch the entire film, and that keeps happening to me. It happens with it's Singing in the Rain in Chicago. I'm not even like a massive musical guy, but it just keeps happening, and so they're automatically at 5 stars. But there is a problem though.
there is something about them classic
Mm,
era Hollywood films. Anything with James Stewart in, like just fucking
yeah,
what a
It's a
voice,
Wonderful
what a
Life.
bloke.
It's a
Yeah,
Wonderful
it's wonderful.
Life.
Rear Window.
Yeah,
What's
he
it?
was in
North by
Was he in
Northwest.
Rope as yeah, he was in North. Like all the Hitchcock stuff. He's in Rope. Yeah, I think like James Stewart and like is it Cary Grant? Cary Grant.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Cary
yes,
Grant.
Cary Grant in North by
Yeah,
Northwest, not James Stewart.
Cary
Yeah,
Grant's in a. He was in a film called To Catch a Thief, which is a really good film. It's got Grace Kelly in it, who is like one of the most beautiful women of all time. And Alfred Hitchcock knows she's the most beautiful woman of all time, so he just makes her look even better. But
yeah.
there's a point in it where he's trying to escape, like he's getting chased, he's trying to escape people at the beach, and he disguises himself because he's normally in that full suit, or whatever, in the Riviera, and he just puts on a pair of swimming shorts, and they don't recognize him. I mean, like if you did that now, they would laugh you out of the test screen. They go, "That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen." But
Yeah.
back, golden age of Hollywood should get away with these things.
Yeah. No, I like the what the like the really obvious stuff as well, like North by Northwest ends when obviously
Mm.
well, not to sorry for spoilers, but it's only been out 70 years. Yeah.
I think the same. I've only seen the first 30 minutes. I'm not even mad that you're about to spoil it because I think
No.
there's an amnesty on it, and I think you've passed that.
Yeah. So, like, and obviously it's a classic era film.
Mm.
You can imagine that. Well, I don't know. It's Hitchcock, so whatever. So at the end, they get back together.
Mm.
The romantic couple are together and kissing in the train compartment, whatever. And it's just like the like proper fucking. You have to be you have to be blind not to get the imagery. That ends with just a train piling into a tunnel. Like, come on. Wonder what this is supposed to signal.
That's right. That's back when they couldn't like. I remember like Tarantino was like barking off about Hitchcock, and he was like, "I just hate Hitchcock movies because like back in the day you just couldn't do anything." It's like, yeah, but you can make like a train go into a tunnel. Like,
Yeah,
come on, brother, come on. Yeah,
yeah. You can make it very obvious without saying anything, yeah.
yeah. Said it quiet but out loud. Now to round us off, we've got the return of an iconic quiz. We haven't done a quiz for a while,
Oh,
but I thought I'd bring it back. This
lovely.
game, there's 5 questions. I'm going to give you a footballer
Yeah.
and the average
I've
height
been
of the.
known to embarrass myself thoroughly on these kind of questions, by the way. I nearly got done by
Veronica,
James on Middlesbrough once.
yeah, Veronica's pretty awful as well, so you're in good company. And I'm the quiz master, so I don't have to do anything.
Dog lovely.
So I'll give you a Barclaysman and the average height. Well, no, I'll give you a nation, and it's the average height of the men in that nation. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
okay. That's okay.
And
Yeah.
you've got to tell me who's taller. So who is taller, Hugo Rodallega or the
6'1".
men of Finland?
Oh, now I think Radiega's 6'1", but I think the nation of Finland is like one of the highest in the world. So, but I think just because of average, I'm going to say Radiega.
You are correct. It is
But
Hugo Rodallega. I didn't write the heights down, but I think 6'1" was about right because I tried to match them up fairly similar. Next up, Middlesbrough's Rose, England's Rose, Juninho,
oh yeah.
or the nation of Vietnam.
Oh, I think Janino's 5'5" or 5'6". I'm gonna go Janino. Are we wrong? Are we
Incorrect.
not?
It is Vietnam.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
fucking.
close. It's very close. Yeah, but you've got 1 for 2. It's not a
I
bad. It's
thought
not a
I
bad run.
tried to. I tried to. My brain was telling me it's probably Vietnam because
Yeah.
Janino is very small. But
So are the Vietnamese people. They are also very small,
yes, yes.
crafty as well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Third.
Ask any American born between the years
Yeah,
of
yeah.
1940.
That's a call out to listeners of the podcast. If there's any Vietnam
And the
veterans,
Vietnam vets listen.
you should phone in. We'll talk about Vietnamese small people. Two guy or the nation of Slovakia.
Oh, no. Still got two guys 5'7". I'm saying 2 or 5'8", something like that. Slovakia, I reckon.
Correct. It is Slovakia. So you've got more right than wrong. That's a good hit rate. You've got 2 more left. Portsmouth Loney, bit of a short burst in the Barclays, but a bit of an icon. Andres de Alessandro.
What a fucking player. Andros D'Alessandro. I asked my dad to buy me a D'Alessandro shirt and he said no. There we go.
That's a true shame. That's a true
Still
shame.
resentment over that. Number 4, D'Alessandro all the way around the back. Come on. What a fucking player.
Or the
Right.
nation of Guatemala.
Oh, Guatemala. D'Alessandro was short as fuck. He was like 5'5".
You going Guatemala?
Yeah.
You sure you want to lock that in?
I'm locking in. Locking in.
You should have gone de Alessandro.
Uh, But
Yeah.
oh
Grattan,
well.
both very small. You've got one more question.
Okay.
Swansea legend, not necessarily Barclays, but a legend nonetheless. Michu
Oh, he's definitely Barclays. Definitely is Michu.
or the nation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. I
I
think
think
I've got that
Michu
right.
was. I think Michu was 6'2". I think he was. So I'm saying Michu because no, the Bosnians are tall, but they ain't that tall. Not on
Correct.
average. There.
You've gone 3 for 5. For a bonus point,
For a
I'm
bonus
wearing
point.
the Portsmouth away
Oh,
shirt
love it.
from 2003 to 2005.
Has it got
Can you
OKI?
tell me? It does
Or
no,
is it
actually, doesn't it?
TY?
It's TY. Yeah.
TY, even better.
Can you guess the player name that was on the back before the letters fell off for a bonus
Oh,
point?
for what, 2004, 05?
Yeah, so around very early from Leader to Portsmouth.
Like, I think. Now, when did you buy it? That's my leading question.
I bought it. I think I got it 3 years ago.
Right, so you were an adult, right? Okay, because if you were a kid, that would be like
Yeah.
more likely to be a striker. So,
To give you a bit of a hint,
mm.
there is an iconic goal scored in this
Oh,
shirt.
Matty Taylor, surely. No,
No, it was Patrick
no.
Berger.
Oh, that's the I would have
Mm,
got back. My brain always associates him more with Villa. So,
yeah, one of the
but
great
yeah.
Barclays goals. Charlton away scored that goal.
Portsmouth used to score him all the time. But like
Yeah, don't do it
D'Alessandro
anymore.
scored that one. That D'Alessandro one from the corner, as we were just
Yeah,
talking about him.
cuts in. Yeah,
Uh,
beautiful.
Hariderson scored a couple. Well, the one where he stood
Mm.
on it, did a fucking headstand. Um,
I loved Horizon. I remember I loved Horizon because it was around like 2010, and I think he broke his leg, and I was just obsessed by this footballer who I didn't see much, but that was like the allure of it because at the time I was a kid and he broke his leg, wasn't playing, and I was like, Herman Horizon, he's like the best player in the world, but
and this was before Jet 2 got their hands on it. Like, Iceland was like a far remote,
mm,
exotic place as well. So, and before they were in the World Cup as well. Oh, the Euros obviously as well. Were they in
yeah.
the World Cup? Yeah, were they? They were, weren't they?
Let's give him benefit of the doubt
2018.
and say yes.
2018, yeah, I think so. Yeah. So this
Fionn,
is the problem, and you'll
this is a
encounter
problem.
this more as you get older, Jack. Now I'm an old man of 28. My memories, I vaguely remember things, but the year is just
Yeah,
the especially COVID as well, just ruined my brain. So to
I was
me,
saying to
COVID is still,
I was saying to our last
2010 is
guest.
still 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was saying to our last guest. So our last guest, Caroline Navy, comedian. Very good episode. Just go back and listen.
Yeah.
But it was the day before I graduated from uni. So now I've been birthed into the world. Now I was thinking like that day, like a couple of Thursdays ago, that was the last page in the first chapter of my life. And
Mm,
now
yeah,
I'm in my firmly in my 20s. Well, firmly I'm
yeah.
21, but this is the rest of my life. So I've got a lot of reminiscing. I feel like I've got a lot of nostalgia to build up, and I feel like
Mm.
if you
Oh,
can't
it's
have
coming, mate. Yeah.
nostalgia, what can you have? Yeah, what can you have?
Exactly. Yeah.
And on that
But
note,
I think anybody who's over the age of anybody's over the age of eight. Well, how old would you have to be? Maybe not 18. Anybody who's 20 plus, I would say,
mm,
got the tail end of the best years of Barclays. So it's all
yeah,
good.
I was teased by Barclays. I was
Yeah.
teased by success, and then I was firmly an empowersman for a couple of
Yeah.
years, and then a Johnson's Paint Trophiesman for
Oh yeah.
far too
Yeah.
long.
Well,
Yeah,
but
the
but
steep
like
decline.
but when Portsmouth are inshallah Premier League staple again, um, that you'll remember all the fucking shitaways to Sutton United and all that. So
And all the shit
before
managers
they
and all
went
the
in the
shit
league at that
players.
time,
That's
rusted
it's a
and diamonds
sacrifice.
away.
We were never that bad. We did nearly get relegated to the National League about I guess it'd be about 10 years ago. But we dodged it. We nearly nicked us, but we got away. We got away.
There we go. On the rise again.
On the rise.
The moon. Oh, is it? What is it? The Portsmouth thing? Because I've
It's
never.
a
It's Crescent.
Star and Crescent. Star
Crescent.
and
Yeah.
Crescent.
It's
Because of
quite
quite Islamic,
Islamic
isn't it?
street. Yeah.
Yeah, which is quite funny
Sadiq Khan's
yeah
Portsmouth.
when you look at the voting intentions, it really really confuses people why Portugal is such an Islamic badge. That's going to get that they'll change that. It'll just be like a big frost when we
Yeah. No,
when the reformer take over.
it's a good logo. It's unique.
Yeah.
You don't get many of them. So,
Yeah, we've now just got a weird circle, but what are you going to do?
yeah.
What are you going to do? Fionn, thank you so much for coming on. We've
Thank you
wanted to get this done
anytime.
for a while,
We
and
have.
we've finally got it done. Before you
Go
go,
on.
have a little self promotion. All right,
Oh yeah,
idiots. There's a new episode out tonight, I believe.
there
If I
is.
saw properly.
There is. Not totally non-controversial. With ex-IRA prisoner Tim Brannigan, good lad as well. Yeah, all right, idiots for politics stuff with me and Tom Nestor. I'll try and get Tom Nestor on for you as well. He's a good
He's
podcastman.
welcome. He's welcome.
I'll get him.
He's got to follow me back first. He's
No,
not coming on until he follows me back.
I'll tell him to. Yeah, so all right, idiots, with me and Tom Nestor, Cultures podcast with me, Mike, and James talking about Barclaysmen and stuff. We've got a studio coming, and we've got this. We're going to be doing a live thing where we're undoing sticker pack thing. I'm not too sure what it might sort it out, but it's coming. Yeah, and then the Vulture Authority, the band. We've not got anything new yet, but October we will. Yeah. Vulture Authority for your music, all right, idiots for your politics, Cultures for football, and Fionn Viteza for anything else. And if that's not enough for me, well, it will be. Trust me.
Big three. And that officially takes up to the end of our episode. I want to give a quick shout out to Jack Butzate for redesigning our social media graphics. As you can see on Spotify and Twitter and that, it looks beautiful now where it looked basic before. All of our links will be in the description. Fionn, thank you again.
No problem.
Until next time, keep watching and keep consuming.